The number one reason why ISO 27001 projects fail is a lack of planning. By the end of this video, we're going to explore a fully customizable project plan for the implementation of ISO 27001. But before that, let's have a quick look at a generic 12-step approach that can be used by any organization, regardless of size, type, or industry. Now, why is implementing ISO 27001 so hard? Well, the standard gives you a list of requirements, but doesn't explain how to put them into practice. Now, the challenge is figuring out how to apply these general rules to your organization's specific situation. To do this, you need to understand the standard well and know what your organization really needs. So, implementing an ISMS in line with ISO 27001 might feel overwhelming at first. But with a clear and structured approach, it becomes much more manageable. The 12-step method I'm about to share works for any organization, no matter its size or industry. Now, step one of this approach is all about setting the foundation for a successful implementation. An ISMS can only work if top management is fully on board. This is because implementing an ISMS takes significant resources like time and money, and top management even has specific roles they need to play within the system. So without their approval and support, the project simply can't move forward. So getting them involved is a must. Now, the next step is to determine the scope of the ISMS, which includes an organizational, physical, and ICT scope in which you describe what is covered by the management system and what is not. Also, a highly strategic decision that should be made in the very beginning of the implementation project. Next up, it's optional, but I would recommend it, conduct a gap analysis. So determine where you want to be in terms of the ISO 27001 standard and determine where you are right now. And now, depending on this gap, you might have to make some adjustments to your project plan, allocate more resources, or can build upon already existing structures of your organization. The next step requires you to write a high-level information security policy that contains the information security objectives of the organization. Now, information security is everybody's job. And for an effective ISMS, every member of an organization has to know what is expected from them and how they can contribute to make an organization more secure. That's why we need to set up a process for information security awareness and competence assurance. Step 6 is all about identifying and categorizing the assets within your ISMS scope. This is a key step because you need a clear inventory to understand what needs protection and to ensure nothing important is overlooked. Once the inventory is complete, processes and a methodology for information security risk assessments and information security risk treatment need to be defined and established. This includes defining the organization's appetite for risk and other assessment criteria. At this point, the foundation for the ISMS is complete. This allows us then to conduct risk assessments by following the previously defined risk assessment process and track our results in a so-called risk register. Now, based on the results of the assessment, we then need to develop and implement a risk treatment plan. Step 9 represents the largest and most time-consuming step of any implementation project. Step 10 is then about performance evaluation. Here we evaluate the performance of the ISMS, monitor and analyze KPIs, conduct internal audits, and provide top management with proper information so that they can conduct a management review on the performance of the ISMS. Now, the results of this performance evaluation serves as input for step 11. Based on the results, corrections and corrective actions might have to be defined and implemented in order to improve the ISMS and ensure compliance with ISO 27001 and the organization's own requirements. Finally, the organization is ready to get certified and can get in touch with a certification body of their choice. However, even if your organization chooses not to seek certification, the previous steps 1 through 11 can still be applied without any alterations. As promised in the very beginning, this is the ISO 27001 project plan. The project plan is divided into 6 sheets: welcome, normative references, citations, deliverables, project information, and Gantt chart. Let's jump right into the project information sheet. Here you can set a start date for your implementation project, and depending on the input of the Gantt chart, a finish date is automatically calculated. The Gantt chart sheet is the heart of the Excel file. It features a fully dynamic Gantt chart with predefined tasks for the implementation of an ISMS according to ISO 27001. The Gantt chart has several key features that make it easy and convenient to use. The project structure is smart, featuring stages, tasks, and milestones. The entire project is aligned with the generic 12-step approach, which is applicable to all organizations regardless of size, type, or industry. The chart features a total of over 400 predefined tasks divided into 12 stages that are, as I just mentioned, aligned with the general or generic approach that we discussed in this video. Each stage consists of multiple tasks that follow a distinct order and take you step by step closer to compliance, which in this case is the certification audit. The dynamic timeline feature allows you to keep your deadlines and upcoming tasks in sight without ever having to redesign the Gantt chart. Yes, you heard right. No formatting is necessary. The progress tracking feature allows you to stay on top of your project. The Gantt chart is also fully customizable, so if you feel like you need more tasks or you want to make some changes to the order, feel free to do so. It's an Excel spreadsheet that can be adapted to whatever fits you best. So if you're looking for an easy and effective way to implement an ISMS, then this template might be the solution for you.